Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and we're going to go on with our Faith Field Notes journal today. And while I had told you that I was going to do a little testimony with each video of some sort or something, and so I'm going to tell you a little story again today. And while I'm doing it, I got this page that I just sewed, so I'm just going to use some sprays and kind of see if I can walk and chew gum at the same time. See if I can do this and talk, and we'll see. But so I told you last time about taking the color test and going to lose my job and so on and so forth. Well, that actually took several months before it was all resolved. And so during that time, you know, there were a lot of other people that were not passing that color test and going to lose their jobs. So you can imagine how stressful it was at work. And, you know, people would come and they'd either be super excited because they just passed the test and everybody's like, yay. And then they'd look over at me and remember that, you know, my situation, they'd be like, oh. So there was this like, oh, shh. And the kind of the pity and all that, which was just awful. But I just kept trusting the Lord. I just got to a place where I was like, Lord, I'm trusting you through this. I'm trusting you. I'm trusting you. And so I you know, I had peace. And so there was this one girl that came to my booth and, you know, she had just flunked it and she was just like, somebody had hit her with a hammer. And so she, you know, said something to me about it, you know, and I just said, well, I'm just trusting the Lord. I'm just believing God's faithful. And she wasn't a Christian and I didn't go all into it with her. So anyway, so we all, you know, get our jobs and everything's great. And so this girl asked to have lunch with me. So we go and we have lunch in the cafeteria. And she said, I just want to know about your God. I want to know about how you were able to be so at peace and have so just confidence that God was going to come through for you. And so I ended up getting to tell her about Jesus and getting to witness to her. And she ended up praying the prayer of salvation in the company cafeteria. And all because I was, you know, I was faithful and I did trust God. And I was just, I mean, that's more important than my job. You know what I'm saying? Like this girl, because I behaved myself, she's going to spend eternity in heaven, so to speak. And so that was awesome. And so shocking, you know, just like I didn't know anybody was watching me. You know, you don't know people are watching you live your Christian life. So that's my little testimony for today. So this is cool, if I do say so myself. All right, I like that. Of course, you know I like chartreuse. That's like my favorite. So, all right, I'm going to set that aside. Now, I have some sheets still left, as I'm sure you do too, and they have the white background. So what I'm going to do is go over to the Gelli plate and do some stuff to that. So hang on just a second. Okay, I'm going to do my very, very best to stay in frame with this. This setup over here is a little not as great as the other one. So I have 4 pages I'm going to Gelli plate print, and I'm just going to lay a background color down first, I think. So I haven't done this in so long. I hope I can remember how to do it. So I'm going to put some white down. My roller has got so much paint on it. I watched some people do it and they peeled their paint off the roller and it looked so easy. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to worry about getting the roller cleaned up. Well, I can't get the paint off my roller. I'm going to have to go soak it or something. Maybe you can leave me messages down in the messages on YouTube if you know how an easy way to get the paint off of it, because it's just not doing like I thought it would do. Okay, and this, okay, so I've got white, and then I'm going to roll a little bit of this khaki color just to make it a little bit different. Give it a little bit of variation. All right, so, and then I'm going to have a white edge because this is just a little bit small. And if you haven't done this, just remember to try not to touch it, because you touch the paint and then you rub this out and the paint goes all over the page. I've done that lots of times. See, like right there, I had paint on me, so be careful. Okay, so just a background, nothing fancy yet. Put some more white and khaki. I'm going to put it on there together, and just because I like it, I'm going to put just a little bit of chartreuse. We'll see. Hopefully it doesn't draw too much attention, but we'll see what happens. I've got an old journal over here too that I'm using to roll off the extra paint on the roller in between. So, okay, so I'm gonna put this on here. Make sure I don't have paint on me. I'm gonna go ahead and take a ghost print, a second print off of this. Just get some of this paint off. And this is gonna pull some of the old paint that was on it. So I'm gonna get a lot of variety of color, which is great. So, see, I had pink and just a lot of stuff going on. So that's pretty interesting. And then I have one more. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some more paint. Oh, that's more than a touch. Let's see. Take this silicone brush and see if I can get some of that off. That's a lot of pink. That's still a lot of pink, but okay. Let's see what that does. Don't have a lot of pink in this journal, but we have a little bit, so I feel like I can get away with having a little bit of pink. All right, so I'm gonna press this down. So this is pretty subtle. All right, so now I'm going to put a little bit more color, and got a little raw umber here. I don't know what that'll do. We'll find out. All right, I'm not crazy about that, so I'm going to take a piece of paper and just so that's what that looks like. Put some white and some green, because I'm going to do leaves. I have a leaf stencil that I'm wanting to use, so let me put that on there. Still have some brown on my roller. We'll see if that picks up. I'm going to lay this on it. And that, let me see if I can, this leaf on here, make sure it's right side up, and just get the leaf. So I'm going to press really hard, try to pick that paint up inside the stencil. Yeah, okay. So pull this down. And I should have gone darker, it looks like it, because it's pretty subtle. Maybe I'll layer a darker green one over it. And I picked up that, but that's all right with me. Let me pull these back. And so I'm going to take I don't know if this will show or not. I'm going to lay this over it. Let's see. See if I can get those leaves to show. I don't know if it'll show over this background or not. Kind of. You can see the leaf print there, not so much over here. All right, so I'm going to try a darker green. Well, I don't like this green, but I'm going to put some on it. And then put a little bit of chartreuse with it. See if I can get it to mix. And okay, that's good. Okay, now I'm going to lay these same leaves down just a little crooked so they're not going to hit by chance in the same place. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. And you know, with the jelly plate printing, whatever's on the bottom comes up. So I'm going to put a dark color over it just to see what happens. This is totally experimental. I'm going to use this almost white one. I know it's like, ooh, but I'm not crazy in love with that one, so what the heck. All right, so we get a very dark, we get the leaves through there. Very dark page. All right. I think I'm going to stop because I'm really happy with this one. I like it a lot. It's very subtle as far as the leaves, and I like this one a lot, so I don't want to mess it up. And this one's okay. I mean, I'll probably have pockets and things that cover it up. It's okay. Nothing to write home about, but I think I'll stop. And then this one, I wonder if I could get it to go lighter if I took, I'm going to try taking white. The white is so transparent though, I really don't know if it won't cover it. I'm going to try doing the leaf thing with white, and so kind of a reverse of what I did. I'm going to put a leaf, see if I have another big one. Yeah, here's another big one. So I'm going to try that. See what happens if I go over it with that. All right, well, that's a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to stop, pulling my head.